Hi, this is Steve Rowe, Executive Director. I'm recording on Wednesday, March 30th for a video that will be uploaded to you on Thursday, March 31st. It's hard to believe how quickly the year has gone by already. We're already a quarter of the way into 2022. The weather kind of teased us a couple of weeks ago with nice warm 70-degree days, and then it got cold again. I, for one, am certainly ready for spring. Our case counts in Johnson County continue to trend down. This morning when I checked the CDC site for Johnson County, we were down to just 37 new cases reported over the previous week. So that was the week from March 22nd through March 28th. That's down to just about 5 new cases per day. And the last time that we were at this level of COVID activity was back in July of 2021. So 9 months ago since we've been this low. It's also down from when I recorded 2 weeks ago. We were at about 13 new cases per day. So we're down more than 50% over the last couple of weeks. We continue to be COVID-free within our resident population in both the health center and in assisted living. So we're not currently testing residents or staff that work in those areas. I became aware today of an employee who had tested positive recently and is off of work due to that positive COVID test, but that person did not have any possible interaction with any of our health center or assisted living residents, so we're not implementing the testing protocols that we would need to had that person potentially exposed anybody here at Oak Knoll. As Kim talked about in her video last week, we do encourage you to continue to be cautious, especially when you're out and about in the broader Iowa City community and in crowds. So I continue to wear my mask when I go into the grocery store. Would encourage you to do the same. And we have no plans at this point to change any of our protocols for how we're living life here at Oak Knoll. All of the dining venues are open now. I encourage you to start to share meals with friends and neighbors and family in our restaurants, and our program schedule is getting back to normal. So we feel really good about where we are, that people have been safe, and that we're starting to resume a more normal life here at Oak Knoll. When I recorded 2 weeks ago, it was the day before the NCAA basketball tournaments were going to start, and there was a lot of optimism and enthusiasm. That kind of dissipated very quickly in the first weekend of the tournament, with the men losing their first game and the women losing their second round game on that Sunday. It took me at least a week for my voice to recover from the women's game, but it's like it is still a great time of year. I do enjoy basketball, and it's like it will be interesting to see this weekend with Duke and North Carolina playing, at least on the men's side. I kind of lost all interest on the women's side, honestly, after the Iowa women were out of it. Earlier today, I had the opportunity and privilege to work with a bunch of our Oak Knoll residents as we volunteered at the free lunch program. That effort is coordinated by our resident, Mary Palmberg. Mary has lived at Oak Knoll since the Spring building opened in 2015, and as many of you know, is involved in all kinds of things within the Iowa City community. Our free lunch program day is always the 5th Wednesday of the month, so it only happens a few times a year, but it did happen today on Wednesday, March 30th, and we served a really nice meal to over 100 people that came in to either dine in or have carry-out meals. Special thank you to all of our dining services team who helped with the preparation of that meal. It was pulled pork, mashed potatoes, mixed vegetables, I forget what else, but just a really, really nice meal. I know that the people who participate in free lunch program enjoy doing that, and the customers who come in and get a lunch from us really like the Oak Knoll days because they know that the food is going to be fantastic. So thanks to Bruce and his staff, and thanks to Mary and all of the Oak Knoll resident volunteers who helped to make this happen. If you're potentially interested in helping to serve in a future free lunch program day, I'm sure that if you just reach out to Mary Palmberg, she would be happy to add your name to the distribution list, and it seems like we can never have too many people helping. Another opportunity that you may be aware of, and I know that a number of our residents are participating, is the Houses into Home program, and I think we've got a group going to serve within that program at least on a monthly basis as well. That is also coordinated by Mary Palmberg, and I have not done that personally, but I've heard really good things, very positive comments from the people who have done it, just how meaningful and fun that work is. So please look for those opportunities. If there's a way that we can serve the broader Iowa City community, we would like to do that. By the time you watch this video on Thursday or perhaps later, I will have already done a life care program at Oak Knoll East that is scheduled for 7 p.m. on Wednesday, March 30th. So if you were there, thank you. I hope you enjoyed it and learned something from that program. If you weren't there, it should be on the Oak Knoll app or on our internal TV channel, and it might be worth spending a half hour or like whatever the length of that program is to just hear about the Life Care Promise. I talk about specific examples of how that works and how we work through a transition process when somebody is kind of on the verge of needing additional support and service in our assisted living program. So I would encourage you to look for that, watch it. If you haven't already seen it, it might be worthwhile. I think that's all I have to talk about today. Let's hope the weather warms up, and we will see you again in a couple of weeks. Take care.